Yo, good morning guys. So we're down here in Florida doing some van life and we're gonna catch up with our newest team rider, Ty.
What's up, guys?
So yeah, we're just on tour down here in Florida, living it up with the van life. We've been sessioning every day, getting a lot of kite sessions, cable sessions.
A little chilly today though.
It's a little brisk for Florida, but we're gonna kick off a new interview series. So we're gonna be chatting with Ty, getting to know him, what he's about. And he's got kind of a unique background because he's only been kiting for about a year now. Got to a pretty decent level as well for 1 year, but he does cross over from other sports. So like you were a pro snowboarder, and we're just gonna kind of get to know your background. Like what were you doing before kite, man?
Traveling around, snowboarding, and trying to find creative street spots to hit. Just building our own stuff and really trying to just go outside the box and do something different. Fell in love with that, just building our own things and cities and whatnot, and just finding the most creative things we can, mostly the biggest things we can find to jump off of and run winches into. But just kiteboarding has really grabbed my eye, and my dad's a big windsurfer, so I've always been around wind sports but never got into it myself. And Matt Kiteboarding is in my hometown, so they set me up with some kites and fell in love with it. There's just so many different aspects of the sport that you can do, and big air, freestyle, park riding. Mostly the park riding is what I'm going for and into. But so I started wakeboarding at the cable park right around the same time that I started kiting, and just that was almost the middle ground between the kite and the snowboard. Wakeboarding is like super similar to snowboarding in the way that you get consistent conditions every time. When you go to the cable, it's going to be the same pull from the cable when you go. Now wakeboarding's fun, but you're just going around in circles, and that gets a little old after a while. So put a kite on it and it's a whole different ball game. You got so many different types of conditions you can ride, flat water to waves, and just that adventure side of it where you're going all these beautiful spots, and it's the dream. Kind of the same thing that I was doing with snowboarding, is just getting out of that park setup to where you're just going and doing the same thing every time. We're going into the streets and finding our own things and creating our own features, and it's kind of that same vibe from the cable park to the kite, to where you can just be more creative and do your own thing more and just be out there in the open water.
So yeah, man, I've been kind of watching you progress for the last year, and it's kind of funny seeing how you had all the board skills dialed, and some of the tricks that you can do like are somewhat advanced, but then the biggest hurdle for you, it kind of seemed like crossing over, was just learning the kite, learning the basics, kind of getting upwind, things like that. How has the crossover been for you? What are the biggest differences between snowboarding or wakeboarding and getting onto a kite?
Just every session you don't know what you're gonna get. The wind is different every single time, so that's one of the main differences. The conditions are never consistent, so that was hard to get used to, but you learn something new every time. And just that first month or so was pretty frustrating, just all those real basic things like, you know, relaunching the kite, staying upwind. That all took a second to get a hold of, but once I got that figured out, the board just, I love riding boards and I have my whole life, so that just goes naturally. As far as tricks go, versus snowboard versus kite, the biggest thing was just that momentum where you're keeping your upwind edge, and you have to pop upwind and then land downwind. It was a hard concept for me to grasp because I'm just so used to going straight downwind in a sense and riding down a hill or riding behind the cable. So once I got that figured out, I had a lot more things click for me, and just that board feel came back where I'm just carving downwind and have a lot of board control, and that just feels like I'm at home again. One of the things I noticed is that you get stuck in just riding in that upwind position where you're just leaning back on your heel edge, kind of stiff and just looking straight upwind. And once I watched a couple of Rygo's videos and watch how he's just you know, releasing that heel edge and riding downwind a little bit, and so you really can control the board more and feel the just the whole vibe of the board sports more, not just that locked in upwind position. You can pop and ollie, and which is all the stuff I'm used to and love. So once I had that figured out, it got a lot more fun and felt like a thing I wanted to pursue more. So yeah.
So I gotta ask, would you say after having done like skateboarding, snowboarding, wakeboarding, and kite, I mean, do you see like kite kind of being like the future for you, or what are your thoughts like on your favorite sport and where you're standing nowadays?
As of right now, the kite is what I would love to be my future, and I'm putting the kite first. It's kind of just the ultimate combination of everything I love and something brand new. So every time I go out, I learn new things and learn new lessons, and it's just fun every time.
So sick, man. Yeah, I appreciate the interview. Looking forward to doing a few more and helping everybody out here on YouTube get to know who you are and what you're about.
Yeah, man, stoked on it.
So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you soon.
Boom.